Hey everyone, so I'm going to show you how to adjust your windows in your third gen Camaro or Firebird. There's a few videos out there. I've watched a lot of them. I've done some trial and error. I've tried to do this a couple times and I've learned a lot. It's actually not that hard. It's a little bit of trial and error, make some adjustments, try it again, so on and so forth. So I'll kind of walk you through the different points where you can adjust. There are two main adjustments, and there's a couple stops you can adjust to for the height of the window, both the front and the back. And we'll try to get this one in the book, so let's do it. So this is the inside of my door, and as you guys watched before, I just did doors, pins, and bushings in both doors, and I took the door panels off. I did fix the door panels. Third Gen Wrench has some really great adhesive strips that go to the top of the window, and they work awesome. I'll show you a picture of one of them. I have it all installed right now. It's literally double-sided tape at the top. I'll show you how that works, but I would highly suggest that if you have damaged door panels, rather than going out and spending hundreds of dollars replacing your door panels or trying to cut out new cardboard or all that other stuff. So in the inside of the door panel, once you have it off inside the door, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of different adjustments that you have, and really I'm going to focus on a couple big ones here. So looking at the back of the door, you see there's two bolts there, and you see that there's slots there where they can move. That moves the window front and back. So really what that means is you're looking at the window and the window's not there. Does the window move back like this, or does it move forward towards the front of the car? That's going to be important when it gets to mating with the weather stripping properly. Now at some point this car was painted before I owned it. The previous owner had it painted twice. Apparently he didn't like it the first time, so he had it done again. This was originally a white car. Now it's like a dark metallic blue, not a factory color. Looks all right though. And I think they took the windows out, or they did work on the windows and just didn't get it right. So it's been kind of a struggle getting these back where they need to be. There was broken stuff inside the doors. I had to do inside here. There's inside the window tracks where the triangles are. There's these little rubber seals, and the window was rattling really bad. I'll see if I can get a light on that and show you in a second. But it was rattling really bad, and I had to get from Hawks Motorsports right here. This right here. These rubber channels right here I had to replace, and that helped out so much with the window rattles when the window was like partially the way up. Man, what a difference. So I highly suggest you got to take out these window triangles. It's not difficult. There's a lot of videos out there on these window triangles, how to get them out. But yeah, replacing the seals here, wow, well, what a difference. All right, so back to the adjustments. Again, we have the adjustment here, moves the window back towards the rear of the vehicle or to the front of the vehicle. If you look in here, where my hand is, see my finger right here? If you look underneath, there are two bolts, and I don't know if I can get a look at them, but there's two bolts. I think there's one right there, but there's two bolts underneath this right here. One here, and then there's one here. They're 10mm bolts. If you loosen them up, it'll allow you to push the track in or push the track out. So pull it in towards you or push it out. What that's going to do is it's going to change the angle of the window. So does your window move in towards the top, or does it go away from the top? So those are your two big main adjustments that you're going to have to make. Once you make those two big adjustments, then you can adjust your stops. And if you look at the front here, these two bolts right here, you loosen those up, that's your stop. So you see it's slotted, you move it up to make the window go up higher, or you move it down to make the window go down lower. And same thing back here, there's a bolt. You can loosen that. The higher the bolt, the higher the window is going to go up. And that's just a stop. This is a run to stall motor. So once it stops, it trips the circuit breaker, opens the circuit, so you don't overload it and start melting wires and all that stuff. So I'm going to roll the window up. I'm going to show you where it's at right now. All right, so this is my window all the way up. And if you look at the bottom and make it way up, you see that the window, there's a gap. That's a problem. Also, my weather stripping at the top, you'll notice that I don't have the drip rail at the top. So at some point somebody had removed this drip rail. I know that there was welding done at the top over here because this was all rotted. So it's all solid metal. Somebody did some work to it prior to me owning it. So the only thing I've done is replace these weather stripping because there was none on there when I bought the car. They were missing. So it looks like it seals all right here. There's a little bit of a gap here. But if you go around, it definitely could come up. Look at, I mean, you stick my finger in there. Looks like it's a little lower than what it should be. So what I need to do is take this window. I need to move it towards the back of the vehicle. Then I also need to adjust the stops to go up. Now, as far as it going in and out at the top, how you want to do this is you want to look and just give it a good look, you know, close it. And is it consistent? So is the gap at the bottom close to the gap at the top? I would say so. Now, a good way that I do to test this as well is I will roll the window all the way down. I will close the door after I make the adjustment. So make the adjustment, roll the window all the way down, and then roll the window back up. If it's too far in, you will notice that it will get stuck on the inside of this weather strip and the window won't go all the way up to the stops you have adjusted. If it's too far out, you'll see that this will actually go above around the weather strip and make its way over the top of the weather strip. So it's in a pretty good place right now. I think all I got to do is make a minor adjustment, make this window go back a little bit, and then make it go up a little bit. And I think after I make those two adjustments, we should be okay to make the stops. So let's get the first adjustment here. So we'll get the door back open. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to loosen up these two bolts, and I'm going to push the whole window back. And we're going to see what happens. So I'm going to make one adjustment right now, and then I'm going to recheck my work. So again, I'm going to loosen these up, push it back. So I'll grab a wrench, loosen them up. Let's see what happens. So if you saw, I had to make quite a bit of loosening up. Man, so I didn't bring it all the way to the end of the stop. I brought it about halfway. So let's close the door and see what it looks like. That's much better. So if you look, you'll see that, look at how much weather strip is. And it's still touching the weather strip here. Believe it or not, I think I need to go back just a little bit more. I don't think that's far enough. So I'm going to go back a little bit more. I'm not going to videotape it this time because you kind of seen what I've done. But I'm going to bring it back a little bit more. And then we're going to be pretty darn close. Well, I think I've maxed out my adjustment. I think that's as good as I'm going to get. I'm kind of liking it though. So you can see the weather strip here got pulled back a little bit. But it's pretty uniform going all the way up. That's full travel. So if I was to want to move it more, I would have to, you know, hog those holes out a little more. I'm not going to do that. I think I'm pretty good right there. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get in the car. I'm going to roll the window all the way down. Then I'm going to roll it up. And I don't even think I need to move the window in or out. The top in or out. I'll show you where the bolts are. I'll show you how to do it. I don't have to do it, so at least I don't think I'm going to have to do it. So I'm not going to get too involved with that. But let's get in, roll the window all the way down. All right, let's make some coffee, get that pot going. Let's see how long it takes the window to go up. Ooh. Okay, so that just went up there nice and tight. I'm looking along here. I don't see any daylight, maybe a little bit. But yeah, look at, It went right up into the weather stripping. So let's get out now and see what it looks like. It actually looks pretty solid, pretty darn good. I might try to move the window in just a hair and see what happens. So, all right, so as I said, I can move the top of the window in or out. I got 1/4 inch drive for this with an extension and all that. I'm gonna get underneath, loosen up these 2 bolts. Underneath here, you'll be able to see them. Stick your head in there. Don't say they're not there. Once you get these loose, you're gonna be able to see, and maybe I'm gonna have to get a flashlight. But you'll be able to see it'll slide. You just grab onto this track, push it out. If you push it out towards the outside of the door, it's going to bring the top of the window in. If you take this track and pull it towards you, it's going to push the top of the window out away from the car. Repeat. Push it, the top of the window is going to go in towards the weather strip. Pull it, the top of the window is going to go away from the weather strip. So I want to push it a little bit. So I pushed it just a hair, just a little bit. And we're gonna tighten it down a little bit more. I mean, just a hair. A little bit of adjustment goes a long way with this, so you don't want to get too nasty with it. Okay, so push it out a little bit. Tighten the bolts back down. Now let's see how the window works. Let's try again. Pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon? That wasn't a great noise. Let me see what happens with that snap noise is over here. Didn't sound good. Well, the door shut's good, but I got a wicked noise inside the door. I gotta find out what's going on. Somebody's definitely been in there before. I think I have a lack of lubrication, but I'm gonna spray all the rollers and stuff inside. You'll see the rollers inside the tracks, kind of like a garage door roller, or even like a drawer, like kitchen drawer. It's got a little roller. It goes inside a track. I'm gonna lube all that stuff up and see if I can get this to quiet down. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a reminder to lube all your window tracks. Just look at this thing now. See how fast that's going up now. Ooh. It's going up fast. No more noises. So I'll show you where I lubricated everything. Fancy, just some white lithium grease. Had metal to metal lubricant, so perfect for this. Worked dandy, by the way. Where's my light? What did I do with my light? Oh, let's go get it. All right, so if you look inside, right where the scissors are, where they come together, I lubed that up good. This track here, there's a little roller that's right there, kind of. Yep, you see that roller right there? I lubed the track with the roller. And then as this window goes down, see that track right there? This track right here? There's a roller down here, and there's a roller on the other side of the scissor. Lube them up real good. Man, what a difference. Oh boy. This is what happens when you get older cars and they sit for a long time. This one sat for a significant amount of time, but even the windows are hard to roll up, but now they're way gooder. So lube it up while you got it off. Makes your life better. All right, so a couple bolts you're going to use to adjust your stops. If you look in there, see that bolt right there? That's the back stop. So it's a stop towards the rear of the window. Let's start with that one. I'm only going to move it up a hair. I don't need to go up that much. See if I can get the camera in a better position so you can see what I'm doing. I don't need to go that far. So I'm going to loosen that up. I'm going to move that stop up like very small. So again, grab that bolt. Loosen it up. And I literally just went a quarter turn and it loosened up. I'm going to tighten it back up. I don't want to go too far. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not doing anything more. That's it. Now the stop on the front, there are 2 bolts for it. So hopefully you can see that those 2 bolts are here, 1, 2. And then there's a little claw inside too. And that'll grab onto the claw inside the window. So you'll see where that stops. And really, this isn't even going up to the stop. So we got to readjust that anyways. So we're going to get in there. We're going to loosen that up. We're going to move that. It also has a pivot. So there's a bolt that goes through here. It loosens up here. It's also a 10 millimeter. That'll pivot this lock too. So you're going to want to pivot that so that it grabs in. You're going to see a little latch. Hopefully you can see it right there inside the window. I want it to make contact with there. That's where I'm going to stop. It looks like this pivot is too far forward, so it's stopping it before it even gets up to the top level of travel. So let's take care of that. You see I'm using 1/4-inch drive. If you want, you can use a small 1/4-inch impact or something, but don't go crazy on those bolts. You don't have to. So the last one is you got these 2 felt pads up here. There's a felt pad here, felt pad here. They are prone to coming apart. These ones are in good shape, but you see right here, I'm not even touching the glass. So all you gotta do is loosen these up. Push them up against the glass. That way your glass doesn't rattle around like crazy. See how it's rattling in the back? So just loosen it up, push it up against the glass, and we're going to be good to go. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully it makes it a little more sensible for you guys. I know that this is kind of intimidating. There's different bolts, different adjustments. It's really not the easiest thing in the world, but don't let it scare you. You can do it. Might take you a few times. It's taken me a couple times to figure this out myself. It's a little difficult because you got a vehicle doesn't have a door frame, so you're kind of relying on the seal here on the car to do all the sealing, and that window's got to be in the right place. So hope you learned something. Hope you're having fun out there wrenching on your cars. If you don't have a project, man, get one. It's so rewarding. But other than that, guys, take care. I'll see you on the next video.